Hello, and welcome to my live video call. My name is Chad Allen, and today we are going to be discussing the story of your immune system and what it tells you, especially as you gain weight. What is your immune system telling you about who you are, what you do, how you act, how healthy you are, etc. These are the things that we are going to be talking about. Again, my name is Chad Allen. I have a master's degree in nursing informatics, so I'm a registered nurse by trade. I was married in 2016 and have a beautiful daughter, which is now 3 years old. My first wife died of breast cancer when she was just 35 years old, and she developed breast cancer while pregnant with my daughter, and she died 9 months after the birth. And then after that, I looked for a way to help people, to help stop illness, because it was really a passion of mine. I really felt that um, the doing the chemotherapy and doing the immunotherapy all together at one time, which was a good thing, but it really didn't. For some odd reason, it just wasn't helping my wife at the time, and perhaps it was because it was a very aggressive cancer. So anyway, I looked for a way to help people, to boost up their immune system so they wouldn't have to go through what I went through. And I found that way through immune messengers. So I'm really, really happy. And then after that, I was married again to my beautiful, beautiful wife, Joanne. So today we're going to be discussing about what this is your immune system really telling you about who you are, especially as you gain weight and whatnot. And this is like a topic that I really thought about, that I thought would be kind of interesting, because in reality, when as we age, we really begin to see things pop in, and I'm always wondering, why is that, and because when we are young, like, we're just born, when we're going to we are teenagers or whatnot, our immune system, right, it's actually pretty good. Well, maybe not at birth. At birth, we're still learning and it's still developing and it's not yet mature. But then it gets to a point where we have a very, very strong immune system. And why is that? Why is it that we have such a strong immune system when we are young? And then as we age, our immune system becomes less optimal as we age. And these are due to several factors, I believe. But so we'll just kind of go through a little bit of the story. So imagine that you had you're the healthiest person alive, but then one day, as you get older, you begin to gain weight. You begin to put fat on your body. You begin to develop more stressors, because you're feeling more depressed. Maybe you're feeling work is really getting to you. You're really irritated sometimes. You start having kids, and the kids are there, and they're kind of stressing you out because of the things that they are doing. You love them to death, but it's just the stress is there. And then your spouse might be getting to you. I mean, everything is coming together, right? So basically what happens is, when we are younger, most of the time we don't have those kind of stresses on us. Yeah, we have the environmental stressors. Yes, we have the some of the physical stresses, but in most part, those stresses are not really there unless we're in a dysfunctional type family. Now, so as we grow, all these things start coming into play, and then our immune system starts to drop. Well, with age anyway, we are beginning to lose our ability to fight off certain uh, bacterial infections and viral infections. And it's because we start having more comorbidities. We're gaining weight, so we start having diabetes, we start having high blood pressure, we start having more fat, adipose tissue around our stomach, around our hearts, around everything that we do. And then the next thing that your immune system has to fight off those things, instead of focusing on what it really should be doing, fighting off microbes that are invading the body. So this is what kind of happens with COVID-19. COVID-19 attacks the body because you have comorbidities. It's able to evade the immune system because your immune system is so focused on attacking the um, so it's so focused on attacking the fat, the cardiovascular issue, the diabetes, whatever. So then it leaves you susceptible uh, to more diseases and more illnesses. And so that's why, a lot of people who have comorbidities, when they get things like the COVID-19, guess what? They would have it worse than the person before. So, so I really believe that, with immune messengers, we really gain a stronger immune system. It does not mean that you don't get sick but what does mean is that you are more prepared and you have a stronger immune system in order to fight off these type of things. So and then also as we age, you will notice, if you really did the research, you really find out that the your glutamine levels begin to drop as well. So every 10 years, your glutamine levels are dropping by 10 to 15%, and then or 20%, whatever it is, and then next thing you know, you are more susceptible to autoimmune diseases and stuff like that. So there's a combination of things that are happening, that are taking place. Also, if your immune system is not being able to run optimally because you are overweight or because you have other comorbidities involved, well, guess what? Your immune system is unable to really produce the kind of antibodies it needs to fight off these new bacterial infections that are coming, or the viral infections that are coming, like the COVID-19. So if it's developed, let's say it's developing antibodies, but what happens is it's not developing enough of them because your immune system is focusing on other things. So it's not being the optimal microbe killing machine. And this is what happens when you gain weight. I know this myself. That because I am overweight myself, so therefore what happens is I would have my health would not be as good as someone who is skinny, or maybe because that skinny person is smoking a lot or doing other things, then that kind of cancels things out for sure. So the idea is that you really need to be able to figure out how to what your immune system is really telling you, and that's what's really important, because it's like the old adage of when you hear saying people say that what you eat is what you are. In other words, what they are really saying is that if all you do is eat junk food, then your body is going to reflect that because of the high sugars that you're eating, right? The high carbs. So your body is going to reflect that. How is it going to reflect? Well, one such way is that it's going to raise your blood sugar. So maybe you begin to develop diabetes. Maybe you begin to gain weight. Maybe your energy levels are a lot less. So these are the bad carbs, because you need good carbs, but there are bad carbs like the processed sugars and whatnot that really, takes down your immune system. So we so if we're eating all these bad things, then yes, our immune system is going to reflect that as well by not being what it can be. So in other words, you're feeling really, really tired. Your immune system responds to that tiredness. It's responding to that stress. It's responding to that sugar. It's responding to all these. So basically what I'm saying is that your body is uh works together as one. So whether it be the digestive system, whether it be the endocrine system, whether it be the cardiovascular system, or the muscular system, the skeletal system, whatever these systems are that your body is utilizing, they all work together in unison to one another. So if you're taking in sugar, right, and your body is feeling depressed, Well, so is your immune system. Your immune system begins to be depressed as well. Why? Because your mind is telling you to shut down. So your immune system also begins to slow down as well. It doesn't stop, of course, but that's basically what happens. So when we are less optimal, because especially as we age and if we gain weight, if we have other comorbidities, then the need for immune messengers, the transfer of immunity from one source to another, and also taking glutamine as well, it becomes more and more of a need for us. So this is why when you read about, especially with COVID-19, when it says those who take vitamin C and zinc and also vitamin D are much better off than those who are don't take those things. Well, why vitamin D, vitamin C, and and zinc? Why those three things are such good combatants for COVID-19? It's because they all help the immune system to boost. So each has a different idea with it. So you're taking these things that help fight the COVID-19, just as you would take immune messengers and whatnot. So the idea is that you need to understand your immune system and what it is telling you, and then you need to be able to take that story that your immune system is telling you, and then you need to figure out how you can optimize that immune system. So, for example, if you're feeling depressed, like you're physically feeling depressed, then what is it that's causing you to feel more physically depressed? Is it because you're eating too much sugar? Is it because you are not getting enough sleep? Is it because of something else? And then you need to then you need to fix that so that you could be more optimal. Because, for example, if you're not getting enough sleep, your immune system is depressed. If you're eating too much sugar, your immune system is depressed. It's not being able to run optimally. If you are not, if you're eating, um, let's see, you're eating a lot of nitrates and nitrites, right, in your like red meats, then your immune system has to attack those things, that's those inflammatory things that are in the red meat, in order for you to uh keep you from getting clogged arteries and whatnot. So there's a lot of things that your immune system is doing for you that you really don't realize that you're doing, that is doing for you. It's trying to cleanse out your arteries so that you don't have the cloggage, right? So you don't have the calculi build up inside the artery. So it's trying to fight off that. But then what happens is, because it's trying to fight off, it gets stuck in that one area, and it starts building up, building up, building up, and then next thing you know, you have a blockage of the artery. So how do you get rid of those things? Well, you get rid of it sometimes through bypass. You get rid of it by uh, medications, or through transfer factors, or whatever it is that you are taking. These are things that you would really take in for that. Now, does that mean that if you do these things that it will help you? No, not necessarily, because everybody is different, and everybody uh, works. Everybody has everybody's different and responds differently to different things. So whether or not you're taking a medication, or you're taking immune messengers, or you're taking um, vitamins and minerals, whatever it is that you're doing to help to keep healthy, sometimes you have to take way more than what you can, right? So your immune system is telling you exactly what you need. It's your responsibility to figure out what it is exactly telling you, because your immune system is your defense against microbes, against the things that are attacking your body. It is your immune system that's going to dictate whether or not you're going to get a fever or not. It's your immune system that's going to dictate whether or not you get symptoms or not. It's your immune system that's going to dictate whether or not you are going to survive a particular crisis, medical event. It's your immune system, because if your immune system cannot respond quickly enough and adequately enough, then that's when bad things start to happen, right? You start having the flu, you start having the pneumonia, and then if your immune system cannot respond and get rid of that stuff, or it does not have enough cytokines or enough natural killer cells or enough um, T cells or whatever it is that it needs, then guess what? You're not going to be able to fight against these things. So this is where immune messengers comes in. It gives you, it increases the natural killer cells, the cytokines, the T cells, the memory cells. It modulates your immune system in order for you to be able to fight these things, so that you will be much better off, so that you will be much, much healthier. So anyway, this is all I have. I hope you got great value out of it. And if you did, please share it with your friends. And I want to welcome all those who were on with me tonight. Thank you, Ricky, for being on as well. And if you're watching on the replay, please message, and I will be more than happy to say hi back to you. And I want to thank you for being here. And you go to my webpage at chadallen.net, CHADALLAN.net, and you can also check out my freebie, chadallen.net/freebie, FREEBIE, and it will be there for you. So I will post that as a banner so that you can check it out. There it is. It's on the bottom. So check that freebie out. It'll show you everything that you need to know, and then get back with me. All right, you guys have a good one. Thank you so much for being on the call. We will see you on Friday. I love Friday live calls, because it's one of those where I can pretty much discuss anything, because it's more like an open line type Friday. But I keep it to the medical side or the business medical side. So that's what I try to do to the best of my abilities. So I want to thank you for being on the call. You have a wonderful and beautiful night. Take care.